In Washington right now, there is a stare down over critical aid for Israel and Ukraine. Moments ago, the top two Republicans in Congress meeting to hash out a way forward. House Speaker Mike Johnson sitting down with Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell. They discussed a key GOP priority, which is linking that military aid to tighter immigration laws. On the other side, Democrats are divided over placing conditions on any assistance to Israel. We're joined now by Republican Congressman Nick LaLota of New York. Congressman, thank you so much for being with us this afternoon. The White House, of course, is demanding $61 billion for Ukraine. One plan being floated, though, among your conference would be significantly lower, $15 to $20 billion. Do you worry that that's not enough to support U.S. national security interests?
Listen, the reason that public support for Ukraine funding has plummeted is the president, the commander-in-chief, has not issued a war plan whatsoever. The Secretary of Defense has not engaged Congress enough to tell us what a winning war plan is, nor have they provided the auditing necessary to ensure that hard-earned American tax dollars are going to the right places to defeat an adversary. So right now, public support is at a low because the White House, the executive branch, hasn't done what it should to support Congress getting to yes on sending more and more aid over.
What about the 9 audits that have been done since the war started by DOD, by the IG? And that's not to mention the 10 mostly classified advisories on how this is being managed. What are you talking about that you want besides that?
Yeah, it's not the quantity, it's the quality. 9 sounds like a nice number to many of our viewers here, but the quality on those has been substandard. Still too many dollars, millions if not billions of dollars are going into the wrong hands, and we need more accountability on those dollars if we're going to have true public support for more Ukraine funding.
You have the IG coming before you in February. You had the DOD and the DOD IG with state and USAID giving these regular updates more than monthly. You had Lloyd Austin before the House Armed Services Committee in March, Blinken and Austin before the Senate in October. What more kind of oversight do you want? That is, I mean, what is more quality? What is more quality than that, than having those opportunities to get your questions answered before those people who obviously are in charge of aid that is going to Ukraine?
Yeah, I'm an 11-year Navy veteran. I sit on the Armed Services Committee. I've been in a lot of those rooms. I've asked a lot of those questions, and mine and my constituents' concerns have not yet been assuaged. There's no surprise why a number of Armed Services Committee members who are typically would lean into helping an ally defeat a common enemy have the same questions that I do. It's because this administration has been negligent in providing Congress real answers, reliable answers, and data that shows that the dollars that Americans are sending overseas are going to the right purpose. The administration absolutely needs to do a better job, not in the quantity, not in more briefings or more reports, but in the quality to ensure that when we send money to Ukraine, which has a history of internal corruption, that is going to the right places.
Do you have the same concerns about aid to Israel?
No, I don't. Those two countries' histories are much different. Our allegiance is much stronger with Israel. Israel is America's strongest ally, and America is Israel's strongest ally.
But about how Israel is executing the way forward. I mean, that's a concern you certainly have with Ukraine. Do you have concerns about, who is going to govern Gaza once Hamas is gone? Is Israel creating more terrorists than it is eliminating with the way it is executing this, with so many civilians killed? I mean, do you feel like your questions about that are being answered?
I have much more confidence in the Israeli Defense Forces' prosecution of a common enemy in Hamas than I have right now in Ukraine. So while I have reservations in one, I have far less reservations in the other. And that's because, one, my confidence in Israel, but two, it's quite clear with Hamas is a great common enemy to the United States. It chants death to America while it, at the same time, wants to wipe Israel off of the map. I recognize what that means to Americans and American safety, and that's why we should act swiftly, clearly, and unequivocally with respect to our support for Israel.
Sir, thank you so much for taking the time. Congressman Nick LaLota, we appreciate it, and we are back after a quick break.